Before success, before transformation, before the victories that echo across history, everything begins with something so small it seems invisible, a single habit. Imagine the dawn breaking, the world still asleep, and one man choosing to rise, to act, to change. This is not the story of sudden revolutions, but of quiet rituals repeated until they reshape destiny. Atomic Habits teaches us that greatness is not built in leaps but in tiny steps, that the smallest choices compound into extraordinary outcomes, and as the narration swells with cinematic fire, we are reminded that the power to change your life lies not in tomorrow, but in the habit you choose today. Every empire begins with a single brick. Every revolution begins with a single spark. And every transformation begins with a single habit. The power of small changes is the heartbeat of Atomic Habits. James Clear reminds us that it is not the grand gestures that shape our destiny, but the tiny, almost invisible choices we make each day. Imagine a man who decides to walk for 5 minutes every morning. At first, it seems meaningless. But 5 minutes becomes 10, 10 becomes 30, and soon he is running marathons. The smallest shift in behavior, repeated consistently, becomes the foundation of greatness. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just as money multiplies through interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. Success is not a single event, but the accumulation of thousands of small victories. Success is rarely the result of one giant leap. It is the quiet accumulation of countless small steps. James Clear calls this the compounding effect of habits, the magic of 1% improvements. Imagine a plane leaving Los Angeles, its nose tilted just a few degrees differently. At first, the change is invisible. But hours later, that tiny adjustment determines whether the plane lands in New York or Washington, D.C. Habits work the same way. A small improvement today may feel insignificant, but repeated daily, it becomes destiny. 1% better each day compounds into extraordinary transformation. 1% worse each day compounds into ruin. The mathematics of change is unforgiving, but it is also liberating. You don't need to be perfect, you only need to be consistent. Atomic Habits is a reminder that the smallest adjustments, repeated relentlessly, create the largest victories. True change is not about what you do, but about who you become. James Clear reveals that habits are not just actions. They are votes for the identity you wish to claim. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you cast a vote for the person you want to be. Imagine a man who smokes. He tries to quit by saying, "I'm trying to stop." But another man says, "I don't smoke." The difference is identity. One is fighting against his old self, the other has already become someone new. Habits are the bridge between who you are and who you wish to be. Each repetition is proof, each choice is evidence. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, and those systems are built on identity. Atomic Habits teaches us that the most powerful way to change your life is to stop chasing outcomes and start becoming the kind of person who naturally lives them. Every transformation begins with a framework. James Clear gives us 4 laws of behavior change, the pillars upon which habits are built. Make it obvious. Make it attractive. Make it easy. Make it satisfying. These are not just rules, they are the architecture of destiny. Imagine an ancient scroll glowing with wisdom, each law etched into its surface, guiding warriors, scholars, and dreamers alike. To build good habits, you must make them visible, desirable, simple, and rewarding. To break bad habits, you reverse the laws. Make them invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. This is the blueprint of change, the map that leads from who you are to who you wish to become. Atomic Habits is not just a book, it is a manual for reprogramming your life, one law at a time. Clarity is power. Habits thrive when they are visible, when they stand in the light instead of hiding in the shadows. James Clear teaches us that to build good habits, you must make them obvious. Imagine a warrior sharpening his sword. He places it where he can see it every morning, so the ritual becomes inevitable. A runner lays out his shoes by the door, so the choice is already made before dawn breaks. The human brain is drawn to what is visible, And when your environment is designed to highlight the right choices, discipline becomes effortless. To break bad habits, you must do the opposite: hide them, remove them, make them invisible. The battlefield of change is not willpower, but visibility. Atomic Habits reminds us that what we see shapes what we do, and what we do shapes who we become. Desire fuels discipline. Habits are not sustained by logic alone. They thrive when they are attractive. James Clear teaches us that to build good habits, you must make them appealing, irresistible, magnetic. Imagine a golden apple glowing in the darkness, drawing you closer with its light. A runner pairs his morning jog with his favorite music. A student rewards study sessions with a warm cup of coffee. This is temptation bundling, linking what you must do with what you love. The brain craves pleasure, and when good habits are wrapped in desire, they become effortless. To break bad habits, you must strip them of attraction, reveal their ugliness, expose their cost. Atomic Habits reminds us that discipline is not about denying pleasure, but about redirecting it toward the habits that build your destiny. Discipline is not about struggle, it is about design. James Clear teaches us that to build good habits, you must make them easy. Complexity kills consistency, but simplicity fuels success. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly toward the ocean. No resistance, no barriers, only momentum. A man who wants to exercise does not build a fortress of obstacles. He places his workout clothes where he can reach them instantly. A writer who wants to create does not wait for inspiration. He opens his notebook and writes one sentence. Habits thrive when friction is removed, when the path is smooth, when the choice is effortless. To break bad habits, you must do the opposite. Increase friction, make them difficult, slow them down. Atomic Habits reminds us that success is not about willpower, but about reducing resistance so the right choice becomes the easy choice. The human brain is wired for reward. Habits that feel satisfying are the ones that last. James Clear teaches us that to build good habits, you must make them satisfying. Imagine a warrior raising his sword in triumph after battle. The victory is not just in the fight, but in the feeling of accomplishment. A runner marks his progress on a calendar, each checkmark a small celebration. A student rewards herself with a moment of joy after completing a study session. Satisfaction is the fuel that keeps habits alive. Without it, discipline fades. To break bad habits, you must make them unsatisfying. Attach pain, regret, or loss to the behavior. Atomic Habits reminds us that success is not just about repetition, but about reinforcement. The habits that feel good are the ones that endure. Habits are double-edged swords. The same force that builds greatness can also destroy it. James Clear warns us that just as good habits compound into success, bad habits compound into ruin. Imagine chains tightening around a man's arms, not forged in a single moment, but link by link, day by day. A late-night snack becomes weight gain. A missed workout becomes weakness. A small lie becomes a broken reputation. Bad habits are silent assassins, eroding destiny one choice at a time. To break them, you must reverse the laws of behavior change. Make them invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Hide the triggers. Strip away the pleasure. Add friction. Attach pain. Atomic Habits reminds us that freedom is not found in ignoring bad habits, but in dismantling them before they dismantle you. We are not just products of willpower, we are products of our environment. James Clear reveals that habits are shaped by the spaces we live in, the cues we surround ourselves with, and the systems we design. Imagine a city shifting from chaos to order, the streets cleaned, the lights restored, the pathways clear. Suddenly, people walk differently, act differently, live differently. A man who wants to eat healthy fills his kitchen with fruits and vegetables, not junk food. A student who wants to study creates a quiet corner free of distractions. Environment is the invisible hand that guides behavior. To change your habits, you must change your surroundings. Atomic Habits reminds us that success is not about fighting temptation endlessly, but about designing a world where the right choice is the natural choice. Goals are the destination, but systems are the vehicle. James Clear teaches us that success is not about chasing goals endlessly, but about building systems that make progress inevitable. Imagine a grand architect unfolding a blueprint. The design is flawless, the structure inevitable. A man who sets a goal to lose weight may fail, but a man who builds a system of daily exercise and healthy eating will succeed. Goals are about results, systems are about processes. Goals can inspire, but systems sustain. Atomic Habits reminds us that winners and losers often share the same goals. It is the systems they build that separate them. To change your life, stop obsessing over outcomes and start designing the processes that guarantee them. Once the foundation is built, mastery begins. James Clear reveals advanced strategies for habits, the subtle refinements that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Imagine a chessboard, each move deliberate, each strategy precise. Advanced habits are not about doing more, but about doing smarter. It is about habit stacking, linking one behavior to another so the chain becomes unbreakable. It is about reinforcement, designing rewards that strengthen discipline. It is about accountability, surrounding yourself with allies who demand your best. These strategies elevate habits from routines into rituals, from actions into identity. Atomic Habits reminds us that greatness is not found in complexity, but in refinement. The masters of discipline are not those who know more, but those who execute better. The true power of Atomic Habits is revealed not in theory, but in practice. Across the world, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, and ordinary people have transformed their lives through small, consistent changes. Imagine an athlete rising before dawn, training relentlessly, stacking habits until victory becomes inevitable. Picture an entrepreneur designing daily rituals of focus and creativity, building empires brick by brick. See a leader who cultivates discipline, shaping not only his destiny but the destiny of those who follow him. These are not extraordinary people, they are ordinary people who mastered extraordinary habits. Atomic Habits reminds us that greatness is not reserved for the chosen few, but for anyone willing to embrace the discipline of small, consistent actions. The book is not just a philosophy, it is a toolkit for transformation, proven in the lives of those who dared to apply it. Every story must end, but every habit is a beginning. Atomic Habits is not just a book, it is a mirror, a map, and a weapon. It shows us that destiny is not written in sudden revolutions, but in quiet rituals repeated until they echo across eternity. The smallest choices become the greatest victories. The tiniest steps become the longest journeys. And the habits you choose today will shape the person you become tomorrow. This is your moment. This is your chance. Do not wait for the perfect day, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity. Begin now. Begin small. Begin with one habit. And watch your life transform. Get your copy from Amazon to read the book completely. The link is given below in the description.